From the Ticats Audio Network, this is Ticats Today with Brayden Neville.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Ticats Today here on this Wednesday, June the 21st, 2023. I'm Brayden Neville and thank you for tuning in. It was another beautiful sunny day of practice today, starting a little earlier than normal at 10:45 for the Ticats. I spoke to Coach O, Javien, Elliott, Terry Godwin, and Chris Van Zeyl, who made his return to practice, and we will get to them in just a bit. But first, I'll get to some news around the Ticats from today. The Ticats announced they've signed American receiver Carlos Carrier. Carrier spent time with the New York Giants at the club's rookie camp this season. He's a big guy, 6'5", 200 pounds. He's going to be a big target for the QBs. I'm sure they'll be happy to have a guy with a little more length and a guy who can get up there. He began his college career at the University of Maryland, where he played 31 games over 4 seasons, registering 38 receptions for 480 yards and 6 touchdowns. He then transferred to Central Michigan, played 11 games with the Chippewas for 45 receptions on 520 yards and 2 touchdown passes. Chris Van Zeyl made his return to practice today. He's one of those guys who's just a joy to be around. He's a hilarious guy, and in my opinion, a future Hall of Famer, still doing it at his age and doing it with authority. And Coach O spoke about him rejoining the team and more. Chris Van Zeyl taking off that 6-game injured list. How important is it to get him back out here?
Yeah, I mean, Chris is going to be, it's going to be a slow grind here with him, but anytime you can add that experience from the sideline to a huddle or to a locker room where you're an active participant, I believe it's easier to lead, a lot, from the side or from the front rather than from the back, and he's done a phenomenal job of staying locked in on the side, but this is an opportunity for him to have a different, just a little bit different perspective on how it feels to be out there again.
Back to Coach O in just a sec. The Ticats made some additions to the team the last couple of days, including new offensive lineman Noah Zeyl and wide receiver Carlos Carrier. And Coach spoke about the newest additions and more. Coach, first of all, Noah Zeyl, new addition to the team. Just wondering what you've seen from him so far out there.
Yeah, to be honest, not a lot from Noah, and that's not due to any special circumstance except for it's a short week for us. And we needed some depth there to layer in, to be completely honest. So outside of, his draft year and that sort of thing, he hasn't really had an opportunity to display much except for he appears in decent shape and excited to be here.
And then the team announced signing Carlos Carrier today. Just what you have on him.
Yeah, just we're, again, trying to layer in depth. The one thing you can't control always are the injuries. So as those things mount up, you've got to layer in depth. And so he's a guy that the personnel department has had, targeted for a little bit. He's familiar up here a little bit, so we'll see what kind of fit he is. But again, he's come in willing, and we'll see what happens. Yeah, no, that's you can't coach that into anybody. Either have those measurables or you don't. So we'll take a look and see if there's a fit there, and just how well it adjusts. But again, it's tough coming in on a short week. And so, after the bye and those sorts of things, we'll be able to get a better indication of where he may or may not fit. Yeah, we've been banged up pretty good, and it's unfortunate, but it's reality. So, let's go. Like there's, the way we're built is just to embrace it, recognize it, and move on. So, for us, maybe the bye's at a bad time, you're rolling and you're not, you want to keep things going. But for us, I think it is. But we're not even looking at that right now. I spoke on it because it is on the schedule and where we're at currently. But all the focus is on Friday and our game against Montreal.
That was Coach O following day 3 of practice. Chris Van Zeyl was the story of the day today and made his return to practice, suiting up for the Cats as he eyes a return to the team in the near future. The veteran is entering his 14th season in the CFL and has made a storied career with a lot of success. And I spoke to the former McMaster Marauder about coming back from this injury that sidelined him for the beginning of the season, being back around the team, and more. You were taken off that 6-game injured list. How did it feel to be back out there on the field practicing with the rest of the team today?
It feels great. It feels great to be able to contribute and be out there with the guys and watching from a distance and just knowing that at some point I'm going to be a part of it again. And, again, like before, this is another step in the process. And I'm really looking forward to being a part of this week's game.
And how has that process been, just getting yourself prepared and ready for when that first chance to play happens?
Yeah, it's been long. I mean, obviously, I'd like to be out there a lot sooner than this and spend time with the guys in training camp and whatnot. But I mean, it is what it is, and I got an opportunity, and I'm going to make the best of it.
And now this team plays its first game at home at Tim Hortons Field. How important is it to have that boost from the fans here in Hamilton?
Oh, it's huge. I mean, anytime you have an opportunity to play at home, it is just that. It's an opportunity to show them what this year's team's all about, and being the first one, it's pretty special, and we're looking forward to seeing them all out there.
And Matthew Schultz getting the start, just maybe what you've seen from him, and what do you think he can bring to this offense on Friday?
Yeah, Matt's a pro. He's been preparing to be a starter since day one, since he showed up in camp. So, we don't expect any drop off, anything different. It's Matty, and he's a gamer. So.
And then what does this O-line need to do Friday just to protect Schultz back there?
Find cohesion and find. And just kind of play together. I mean, it's tough when you got a little bit of a shuffle, but I expect nothing but great things from all the guys that have the opportunity to play. And again, you prepare guys the best you can, and I think guys have done the best they are capable of doing, and being a short week and whatnot. But you don't expect any drop off when you guys go in. It's next man up mentality, and guys are ready to perform.
That was Chris Van Zeyl, and I'm sure Ticats fans are very excited to see him back out there in a game. Now, if you ask yourself what was the play of the game in that Argos Ticats game on Sunday, there's probably one play that comes to mind, at least it does for me, and it's that Terry Godwin one-handed catch. He got up and he made that spectacular grab that had the announcers, the fans, the players all going crazy, and it's an early candidate for the catch of the year. I spoke to Terry about that play and getting ready for this matchup with the Alouettes. All right, so first things first, I want to ask you about is that catch against Toronto. I know it's the last game, but just maybe take me through that play and potentially a catch of the year candidate.
We heard the play call, and all week we knew what coverage we was going to get, and I somewhat knew that the ball was going to come to me. So once I seen the ball in the air, I just knew as a receiver and my mentality, I got to make this catch no matter what. And I put my hands out there, and it stuck with me. So.
And now moving on to the game, the home opener, how much of a difference does it make having the home crowd behind you?
It's going to make a big difference because, you're at home. You got your own home atmosphere. Nothing's like a home game. You got your own fans there, and it's just, you're there to protect that home turf and that logo that's in the middle. So, it's a lot of anticipation on this game, and, we're just going to go out there and have fun.
And now Matthew Schultz getting the start on Friday, just what you can tell me on playing with him.
Oh, man, just since I've been here and been around Matt's a great guy, and he's always been able to step in and do his job, and I know we're not going to have any fall off or any of that because, that's what Matt does. He comes in and make plays, and he's a great guy and a great competitor, and I know we're in the right hands.
And what does this offense need to do just to get off to a hot start in this one?
We just have to go out, start fast, and click on all cylinders. The past two games we've had a little slow start. If we can come out and start fast, hey, it's our game. As you see the previous game, towards the back half, we have a strong finish, I would say. And if we can just get that starting up to par to where we need it to be, nobody's in this league can touch us.
That was Terry Godwin. Now, the final player I spoke to today was Javien Elliott. He was a big addition over the offseason for the Ticats secondary and has been a solid player for the Cats in his first couple starts with the team. He's a guy who's very familiar with the Alouettes QB, Cody Fajardo, having played him lots in the West last year. And I wanted to get the inside scoop on the opposing QB and more. Is it to have those home fans there, get that first home game into the season?
It's important. We definitely want to get those guys a win. They support us through thick and thin, so, got to return the favor.
And now what does this defense need to do in Montreal just to keep this offense off the board?
Shoot, we just got to do our job, man. That's really it. Not overcomplicate things, go out there, have fun, execute, and do the right things.
And you've gotten to play against Cody Fajardo in the past. Just what can you give me on him as a QB and then maybe maintaining that?
Yeah, he's a competitor. He's a competitor. He's a guy who, he trusts his receivers. He's going to want to make big plays, and that's fine. We just got to go out there and we got to, like I said earlier, do our job early. That's it.
On the offense, but Chris Van Zeyl, he comes back today. He's out there. What does it mean to have a guy like that on the field with you guys now?
Yeah, it was funny because after the play, he had ran to grab the ball from me, and I was like, dang, I haven't seen you see him around the locker room and stuff, but then when you see him on the field, it's good to see him out there. He's a good dude.
And then finally, just what's the goal heading into the home opener?
Get a win. It's only one goal. Get a win.
Big thanks to Javien, Elliott, Terry Godwin, Chris Van Zeyl, and Coach O for being on the show today. Ticats fans, remember the home opener goes down this Friday at 7:30 at Tim Hortons Field, and our alumnus of distinction will be Ticats legend Speedy Banks, who will be at the game being honored and will be signing autographs at the South Plaza from 6:30 to 7 at the Hercules Tire Activation. And, of course, the fan favorite $5 beers are back. That starts at 6 o'clock. The happy hour will be going strong up until game time, so make sure to take advantage of the wicked deal for some cold bevies as you prepare to watch the Hamilton Ticats take on the Montreal Alouettes. That's all the time for me today. Thank you for listening, and we will see you next time on Ticats Today.